Hemang Jani on the show to talk about fundamentals of the market. Hemang, morning. Hemang, I'd like to start our chat with Reliance Industries. In the last 1 week, there are two notes which have come in. Today, of course, it's the Goldman one, saying that the probably that lackluster period for the market, for the stock in the market when it was factoring in a lot of heavy capex, high debt, all of that, may be coming to an end. It's nearing an end. Do you think that you've seen Reliance for a very long time? Now, gradually, green hydrogen, other businesses, improvement in tariff, it happens for Bharti, it will happen for them as well. All of that will start actually coming in, and it may cross that 3,000 hump, which Reliance is not being able to do that for some time now.
Absolutely. Good morning, Ajay. Good morning, panel members and viewers. Yes, clearly, the way the company has gone about announcing its strategic investments into the new energy, wherein they're going to set up two hydrogen hubs in India by FY26 and another electrolyzer manufacturing facility which is going to come up in the second tranche. And if you look at the O2C earnings, from fourth quarter, the March quarter that we are, going to see the earnings come through, it will be very robust given the sharp recovery in the GRMs. GRMs are currently at about $7.4 versus about $5.5 in the previous quarter. So that again is going to be a positive trigger. And telecom business, we all have seen the ARPU is steadily growing. However, vis-a-vis Bharti, Jio is slightly lagging behind. But the fact of the matter is that they are in a very commendable position when it comes to the overall growth in earnings. So I do think that Reliance is providing attractive entry points for investors.
Uno Minda continues to remain in focus. Just yesterday, they had done a very important tie-up. The stock went up 4%. This is into EV charging infrastructure space. Now they're investing some more in one of their subsidiaries in via rights. Do you like Uno Minda or any other auto ancillary for that matter who's doing good work beyond legacy auto components into EV side as well?
Absolutely, Ajay. I think we've seen a good amount of action both in the auto and auto ancillary space. More so, the companies which are R&D driven, which have a focus on the e-mobility space, I think the excitement is pretty much visible. And I think Uno Minda would be one of our preferred picks because it has been a very strong R&D driven company, has been able to come out with very interesting products across the product categories. And recently, what we are seeing is that both in India and Eurozone, the ancillary related demand is seeing a lot of revival. The worst seems to be over. So I think from that perspective, you will see some positive bias for Uno Minda. Motherson Sumi is another stock that we like. I think the stock has cooled off after the block deal. And given the India specific EV opportunity, I think some of these companies will stand to benefit a lot.
Okay, that's the take coming in right now on, some of the stock ideas that Hemang likes. But Hemang, we were just chatting about InterGlobe Aviation as well. A couple of brokerage notes coming in on that one as to how it's managed to really dominate the Indian skies. I mean, many have come and gone since its launch, but Indigo continues to maintain that prime market share. And so does the stock as well. I just wanted to understand whether you think the current, levels are a good buying opportunity.
So to my mind, Aisha, Interglobe is in a position that probably HDFC Bank was maybe 8-10 years back, where people questioned the valuations, but the company kept on delivering, and it became one of the best wealth creation stories. Of course, what happened in the last 2 years is a different story. But I think even the positioning that Interglobe has and the way they have managed the volatility in the crude oil price, the way they have managed to grab the international routes and the market share trend which is there. I think there is a long way to go if you look at the passenger traffic data and see how it is placed. I think it will continue to deliver a very strong growth. The only hitch or a bit of a small negative has been the selling by one of the promoters who keep selling 1 or 2%. So I think the market is even now absorbing that so well, right? So I think it would be a good idea to have that as a part of your core portfolio. If there is a small correction here and there because of price, I would be surely comfortable adding Interglobe.
Stock today, which is going to be in focus, is going to be Wockhardt. And a couple of marquee investors have actually participated in the QIP. Names like Madhusudan Kela, Prashant Jain have been investors. Remember, the company is looking to raise about 480 odd crore rupees via QIP, the issue price of 517, which is at a 5% discount to its floor price, that of 544. So some of the marquee names checking in there. Hemang, some buoyancy coming back into the pharma pack. I don't know how closely you track Wockhardt or not, but what within pharma do you like at this point?
So it's been a little high beta company and recent investor meet where they have outlined their plans across the different drug categories is something that people are excited about. Also, there is a little bit of fundraise that has happened. So yes, we do like for those investors who have a slightly higher risk appetite. I think Wockhardt can be an interesting bet for next 1 or 2 years. Apart from that, we think that pharma as a space has done reasonably well, though you see a little bit of volatility in between. But we think that given the stability in the US generic pricing, India market, which stands quite solid in terms of growth, we do think that it would be good to have some exposure to names like Sun or Dr. Reddy. Lupin has been a very smart performer in the last 6 to 8 months. So I think be good to have some exposure to pharma names. Of course, the mid-cap pharma companies will give you slightly better excitement in terms of growth.
Well, the most important or very talk of outflows from from ITC after the BAT block deal, the stock bottomed out around 406, now stands at 427 odd. Hemang, how does ITC prospects look from here on, from these levels?
So ITC has underperformed in the last 1 year, and I think most of those negatives are now priced in the overhang of a possible, sell of staying by Matt also is now in the price. And I think from a fundamental perspective, there is not much of an excitement. It's definitely a little bit of valuation comfort. So I think whenever you see a little bit of volatility in the market or when the mid caps, mid caps go through a bit of a correction, I think these are the stocks that will give you a little bit of stability. So I think for somebody who is looking for a 14, 15, 16% kind of a return with relatively lower risk, I think ITC surely fits the bill.
Charts, Nuresh, what should be the level to
been for Zomato? Really, what a run it's been for Zomato. I mean, for a company which started as a food delivery company, now has moved into quick commerce. Within quick commerce, that's one of the fastest growing area. And soon Blinkit, which was a acquisition which in a sense, Zomato was criticized when they bought Blinkit. Everyone said that, okay, they're paying too much. There are corporate governance issues. What they're trying to do. I mean, how can 10-minute delivery be possible in a country like India when infrastructure is not there, traffic jams are bad, and can they achieve that? But what they've done is, I think they've demonstrated this ability to turn around the business. In this market fall, Hemang Jani, consumer tech and fintech stocks, I mean, Paytm is an exception, but the new age stocks have not corrected at all. Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Delivery. Why is that?
Fact of the matter is that there is a decent appetite. Zomato could sail through with a decent amount of block, and there was an appetite for that. And while the entire broader market mid caps were going through correction, it actually managed to bounce back and now is showing a lot of traction on the positive side. I think people do like the fact that some of these companies which are market leader in their respective fields and where the companies have started showing up the numbers. Look at Zomato. I think now the way the Blinkit expansion is happening, the way the product category is being expanded, there is a lot of feel good about it. So I think there is a lot of appetite for the companies which are market leaders and are delivering, and which is why we are seeing the resilience.
Hemang, I want to talk to you about one section of the market which has been pretty badly hit and has been underperforming. That is recent regulatory nudge, or you may call it. See, look at how IFL not only halved but fell even after that. Piramal Enterprises now, of course, the promoters are putting in 2,000 crore in their housing arm, but has underperformed for a long time. Has value started emerging in any of those names, underperforming part of the pocket of the market, or not yet?
Ajay, I think till we do not see much of clarity on how long this will go on, market would not be that comfortable. Of course, at one point, people will find the value very attractive and it may give them a good entry point. But from an investor point of view, I think we should be focusing upon the companies where we don't have much of a regulatory issue and where you are able to see a decent amount of growth. And it is not as if that those companies, other than the ones where there are regulatory issues, are quoting at a very high P multiple. So I would be more comfortable, buying into the names where there are no regulatory issues at this point of time.
It's just been an extraordinary move per se.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.